Hello, everybody. Welcome to Your Silhouette Podcast. I am your host, Elissa, and I'm winging this. Holy crap, am I winging this? I've actually already recorded my first episode, but it felt like I was wearing a freaking blouse. Like I was just giving some presentation to people I wanted to impress. And I was like, no, fuck that. That's not how I'm starting something that means so much to me. My whole goal is to relate. So, I just want to let everyone know I am winging this shit. Okay? When you listen to this podcast, I want it to feel like we are besties on a phone call. I want to be so organic and authentic with you. No masks are welcome here. Leave your mask at the door. In fact, that's going to be a lot of the theme today. Leaving our mask at the door. Taking that leap of faith, leaving survival mode. Fuck survival mode, am I right? And just living a soul-led life. There's going to be a lot of topics that I want to discuss with you guys, but I really want to also give you guys some background information on me. I want to open up to you. A lot of you may know me from either YouTube or TikTok as your tarot and energy reader, your spiritual advisor. I love it. I think I'm more of like a professional encourager probably. But today on this platform, on this podcast, I just want to be your equal. I want to be your diary that talks back. I want to be someone that you can relate to, that shows their shadow to let you know that you are not alone. Some of the most powerful words in the English language are me too. And I really want to provide you that here today and going forward. I promise you guys, no matter your walk of life, somewhere we can connect. And this is true with everyone that you can meet. It's a true gift, and it's why I am able to do what I do. I have mastered the skill of being able to meet people where they are. I highly suggest that you learn to do the same. Maybe we can make an episode on that in the future. But moving on here. Okay, let me just say, this podcast is going to be like ADHD thoughts, because if I try to plan it out, I'm going to put my blouse back on, and I don't like it. I suck at editing, so we're going to learn and get through this together. Leave your feedback, absolutely, but also just understand it's authentic, okay? Remember, we're on a phone call. We don't edit those, okay? Yeah, we'll get through it. Okay, so fun fact for you. 7 years ago today, I tried to kill myself. I think a lot of people I work with see me like I'm on some pedestal, or I have always been tapped into the universe. I've always walked in the light. Not even a fucking little bit. Do you know how miserable of a person I used to be? How unhappy, how hopeless, how broken? And I think that to a certain extent, we can probably all relate on those emotions. But I mean, I made that my identity. I made my poor mental health, being broken, damaged, traumatized, my identity. I didn't know anything except the fact that I was wrong, or there was something wrong with me. I was living a life that made me extremely unhappy, and I felt trapped in it. My brain told me there was no way out, that I would be stuck in this unhappy, unfulfilling marriage forever, that I would never be able to better myself, that I would never have a career, I would never be able to hold down a job, I would never lose the weight. I felt gone. I felt like I was already dead. I had lost a friend of mine to suicide a few months prior, and I was not far behind her at all. In fact, her death probably delayed my attempt. I had never felt connection to God or any type of source before Gina died. When Gina died, I started receiving so many signs from her, absolutely, that started to open my eyes. But also, I was surprised how I handled her death. It was so different. Everyone else was, of course, devastated that this beautiful, bright, young woman that had a beautiful, promising future decided to end it. And a glimpse of a moment was just gone. People could not make sense of it. There are still people today who don't understand why. I understood. I understood so fucking deeply because I was going to do it too. So while people were grieving, or even some people angry, I just had all the compassion in the world. And it's not that I wasn't sad, but I truly felt like people say suicide is selfish. What's selfish is wanting people to stay in this world for your comfort. I felt like her death somehow justified what I was trying to look the other way on. She held a very strong mirror up to me that I needed to make some real changes if I was going to survive. And it took time. It was not immediate, not at all. Months went by where I still struggled. In and out of, do I want to live? Is this worth it? Because let me tell you, I had truly convinced myself, my true core belief system was that everyone would be better off without me. I was a waste of space. I was doing nothing. What was I teaching my son? I was not an active participant in society, in my community, in my family. I resented everything and everyone. I was filled with so much hurt and anger. And I wanted to just check the fuck out. But I was brave enough to look within the mirror and pull myself out of survival mode. I had so much to learn. And even though I had gone to therapy for years prior, this is when I started taking my healing journey seriously. I started going to my therapist, Kathy, about maybe, 2 to 3 weeks before Gina died. So she was really on this journey with me. And that woman, praise her. I love her so much. I know she's listening right now because she's the best support system ever, ever, ever. The epitome of what everyone should ever have in a mother. She held such an open space of compassion for me. And I really shared some hard shit to listen to. I was wallowing in my own self-pity. I was making my own problems, getting involved with online dating and online bullshit drama friends because I was searching for a way to acknowledge emotions that were within me without having to look at the actual problems. So I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling heartbroken. Let me go get involved in some fake relationship, right? Have we been there? Let me know if you're brave enough. I mean, that shit was wholeheartedly real to me at the time because my emotions were so real that I was dealing with. But I had to construct this alternate reality to even look at it. I did what I needed to do at the time, and I'm grateful for those souls that were able to hold that mirror to me. What I learned was that I needed to pull myself out of survival mode, that I needed to learn how to stop making my life harder on myself. Nobody is coming to save us except you. It is all about you creating your own reality. It's all about building up a relationship with yourself. Discipline is key. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And you will have to give yourself a pep talk to adversity and that this is a part of life. But eventually you find the light in that, the joy in that, understanding that what you're going through, even in the hardship, it's going to lead to something so much bigger. You're not being picked on by the universe. The truth is that change is the one constant that we can rely on in this world. Things are always going to be evolving. You, yourself, that needs to be your number one relationship. You have to like you. Allow yourself to work with the energies to evolve into the person you know that you're meant to be. The glimpse that you got to see when you met your twin flame, that happiness, that freedom, that's you, that's yours. That was a mirror that showed you what you can feel like when you are completely set free, when you no longer are living, in structures or in this prison of a mind. You have to be your best friend. You have to be your own partner. You can't haunt yourself with stories of the past and tell yourself that they're going to repeat, because guess what, friends? You're a really powerful manifester. So if you think that's going to happen, it will. The secret to happiness is balancing your masculine and your feminine energies. I preach about this on my channel, on TikTok all the time. I've created tarot spreads specifically, so plug, get your reading. But you need to create this home base, a safe haven for yourself where there is no judgment, because guess what? Not only does your soul know, but your body knows as well. Muscle memory is a very real thing. You have to trust yourself. Your brain is trying to protect you at all times when you're in survival mode, whether that's fight because you think there's a chance, of you overcoming what it is that you're dealing with, flight because you're like, hell no, I'm getting the fuck out of here because we're thinking that we're not going to make it through this threat. There's fawning, which I think is probably most gifted people, our number one response here. It is people pleasing. It's empathy. It really is, because we are holding up a mirror essentially to what we know somebody wants to see. We know they want to hear this. We know they want to see this behavior. I can perform. I can do that. Or, also freeze, which is just everything stops. Dissociation, complete checkout. I have experience with all of these. I'm sure a lot of you do as well. My point is, you can't haunt yourself. You have to be willing to let this go and trust your soul. Forgive yourself, forgive your brain for trying to keep you safe, for being on the lookout, for wanting to control. Control is rooted in either ego, our desires, or fear. That's it. When we can learn how to balance ourselves out, our masculine energy, where the masculine's all about doing, right? Let me back up. Everyone has masculine and feminine energies. They don't have anything to do with gender, okay? We don't care about gender here. Our masculine energy is for achieving. It's about logic. It's about reason. It's about practicality. It's the part of us that we trust to keep ourselves safe. When our masculine has not protected ourselves, oh my God, is our feminine energy pissed. Our feminine energy expects more. They need more. Our feminine energy is meant to be intuitive and oriented towards receiving and being soft, that nurture, that empathy that took my friend killing herself for me to find. By the way, we need a safe space to access this within ourselves. Most people, many people, maybe all people, not sure, that are in survival mode don't have the privilege of learning about their feminine energy. It's about staying safe or getting through the day or instant gratification, getting our needs met. And guess what? Spoiler alert, from what I've seen, survival mode is a breeding ground for narcissistic behavior. And so it is crucial that we heal this masculine side to be able to access our feminine energy. That anger needs to be healed. Our masculine needs to feel powerful and loved, and our feminine needs to feel soothed and calm enough to love. Your masculine energy wants to take care of yourself, even if you don't have the skills, right? Even if you don't know what to do, just staying calm and knowing that you will, trusting in the universe, that everything is going to be okay, choosing self-trust and being passionately devoted to your goals. This is the first step, and that's all you need to know. In fact, I had my reader tell me wisdom over knowledge. I remember that. Hell yes, girlfriend. This has to be your new mindset and your perception of life. It will help you end seeking. It will help you end imposter syndrome. You have to choose yourself that you're going to figure it out, that you will find the resource to figure it out. It's time for you to go after what it is that your soul is desiring so deeply. Allow yourself to release yourself from the anger that you carry, that you haven't, that you've been stuck, that you had shitty fucking parents, that you got into a relationship that didn't make you happy, that you, whatever the circumstance is. We need to start catching ourselves when those thoughts creep in and take a moment to yourself. Remind yourself that you are a sacred human. You are here for a reason. Don't minimize yourself. You need to protect yourself. What would you want your partner to say to you? What would you wish as a child that your parents were able to provide you? Become your own parent. Become your own partner. Again, gender does not matter. This is about the inner conflict between our masculine and our feminines. Healing that guilt, healing that shame, healing that anger that we carry. This is the way to healing. Allow yourself to use that anger as a catalyst for change. Anger can be a very productive emotion. I know I'm going through something right now with this podcast. I've been talking about doing it forever. And again, I felt like I was wearing a fucking blouse. I know the universe is getting very loud that my purpose is not to sit on TikTok live. I love it. I will do it for as long as I'm allowed to. Even when I evolve, I hope I come back and I do readings for the collective. But oh my God, am I meant for so much bigger? And I needed to kick my own ass right now. I needed to use that anger I'm feeling, that frustration of feeling so stuck and, where am I supposed to go from here? I feel like I don't have the skills. I'm not, I've never done a podcast. I've never edited anything. I feel like an old woman. Okay. Those are excuses. And what an injustice to myself, to my bloodline. I know my ancestors have not been through what they have. I know I haven't been through what I have to stop here. I know the same fire and the same anger is lying within you if you are listening to this podcast right now. You were brought here for a reason, and it's time for you to wake up and stop throwing things off as that's a coincidence. Everything has intent. Everything has purpose. And you are being led to take the next step into your life, to exit survival mode, to have the privilege of thriving, the privilege of being an empathic, intuitive, soft creature that has kick-ass boundaries in the masculine. You can trust yourself. You can trust yourself, my beautiful collective, to hone in and have safe boundaries that we're not going to allow shitty fucking people to ruin our day. So you have to decide, do these people need an arm's length distance? Do you need to cut them off completely? These are decisions you're going to have to make. But I have news for you. The time is going to pass regardless. When we're in survival mode, we are stuck in the day-to-day. It's all about just getting through the day, just getting through the day. We put everything off for tomorrow or one day. No, fuck that. All you have to do is one step. You don't have to change your life overnight. In fact, it would be foolish to think that that's the case. Don't set yourself up for failure. But you can break things down. Shout out to Kathy for teaching me this skill. Break it down until it's not so overwhelming. You do have what it takes. You are a light bearer. I have no doubt in that. We need to work through the imposter syndrome that we struggle with as a society. And then because we're so ashamed, we have these mirrors external of us that are mirroring back our own imposterness, by the way. okay? Whoever's pissing you off or ticking you off or making you feel some type of way, you really need to say thank you to that person and go within and figure out, where do you feel that way in your own life? I saw this clip from Mel Robbins and her daughter actually said something to the effect of like, I'm not an imposter, I'm just a beginner. I freaking loved that. Oh my God. I guess when you have Mel Robbins for a mother, that's what happens. But oh my God, it's so true. Of course you don't know what to do. Of course you don't have the skills. Of course I don't know how to edit a podcast. I've never fucking done a podcast. But I'll learn. I know I will learn. I know I can trust you guys to leave me valuable feedback. Hint, hint. I know that I will do what I need to do to be successful. I trust myself. And that is a gift. That is something I never had in my life. I think that if my friend had established a secure masculine to be able to lean into her feminine energy, it would have been a completely different story. I also heard that, I think it may have even been from this clip, but fear can be disguised as sameness. You think? You guys, just break things down. Stop waiting for someday and start living today. I hope that my vulnerability, my authenticity, my rambles could inspire you a little bit today. I have so much more to say. I think I'm just going to do episodes like this, honestly, where I'm just like ranting. I'm sure they'll be more structured in the future, but it's like, I just want this to be like so organic. I want you guys to know that I'm speaking from my soul. I feel like that's what sets me apart from the tarot readers that you guys see, or you might have got, readings from in the past. I'm not out as a gimmick or to impress anyone. I'm speaking from facts that I know because I've lived it. And I want to provide you the same exact thing here. You deserve the truth. And it's an honor to hold that mirror up of truth to you. So I hope that you all have an amazing day on purpose. And I'm excited to see what next week will bring. I love you all so much. Namaste.